Okay, so Visions of Eternity is coming out in the next couple of months, and they are now revealing three specializations. The Troubadour I know is the Mesmer. The Galeshot, is that the? I think it's a ranger with a gun. I'm not sure. And the Luminary. Are these the three from the trailer, like the reveal trailer? I don't know. Let's find out. But I know the Troubadour is the Mesmer. But let's see what they've done.
Their wild hunt lead them into the world where they experience tragedy and heroics, adventure and excitement. Now that they've returned to the grove, the Troubadour is ready to share their journeys in melody and tale. Let the instruments aid in battle, blustering your enemies, giving your allies time to attack. The lute strums 3 times on its magical strings, sending pulses of energy forth to deal damage to your enemies. As the battle's tempo ebbs and flows, let the harp heal your allies for a moment of soothing melodies. And as you build up notes, be ready to strike a crescendo upon your enemies, while giving your allies a helping hand. Tales of the dominion of winds are whispered on the breeze. Graceful warriors from the royal houses have emerged, eager to share their ways with the Tyrian alliance. The Galeshot manipulates magnificent gales to strengthen the power of their bow. Draw your cyclone bow, a testament to the magical abilities of these skilled Tengu. With your cyclone bow summoned, gain feathers over time. Use these feathers to bluster your enemy, firing 3 arrows rapidly at your target. Evade backwards, shooting a hail of wind and arrows, crippling your would-be assailants. Use your supersonic arrow, bursting forth with the power of the wind, dealing heavy damage. And finish off your enemy with a final blow, leaping back with a flourish of arrows. As your enemies fall, let the wind carry their last breath away. Rising from the ashes of the Char Civil War, the Iron and Flame Legions have combined their technological and magical sensibilities to harness radiant flame to beckon forth an era of change. Call up the Radiant Shroud to gain access to the power bestowed upon you. Protect yourself with your shields and daze your enemies with a quick bash. Bring the hammer down upon them as you grant boons to your allies with the hammer's presence. Take a stance against the damages done to your allies as you heal and grant them protection. Become a symbol of hope by fulfilling the duties of the Luminary.
Okay, so right out the bat, I've got some problems. Again, these are nitpicks; they're not real problems. So let's check this out. So she says,
Their wild hunt lead them into the world where they experience tragedy and heroics.
the Wild Hunt. That is something for Sylvari characters only. It's the calling of every Sylvari to have a wild hunt. Not every Sylvari gets one, but those who are destined for greatness get a wild hunt. Immediately, it's a human character. Continues.
Adventure and excitement. Now that they've returned to the grove,
They return to the Grove. The Grove is the home city of the Sylvari. Why in the Jesus fuck is it a human when it should be a Sylvari? I do not understand. It makes no fucking sense. Again, it's probably because they couldn't figure out a way to do. Actually, what are I talking about? Of course they can. It's easy to do this. It makes more sense with a Sylvari character. Why the fuck is it not a Sylvari character? And they're wearing the what's it called? The armor from Prophecies. If you played Prophecies, it's not Prophecies. If you play Guild Wars 1, and you transfer the character, the account over, you get this armor in the Hall of Monuments. Get it that way. Okay, so
The Troubadour is ready to share their journeys in melody and tale. Let the
it shows off 4 skills, which will be your 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because your 1 is always your basic attack. It's your normal building up whatever, whatever resource you're building up here is. So the 1 will be that. So your 2, so
instruments aid in battle, flustering your enemies, giving your allies time to attack.
So there seems to be a debuffing and buffing situation. It's a support class.
The lute strums
So loot will be your number 2, I guess.
3 times on its magical strings, sending pulses of energy forth to deal damage to your enemies. As the battle's
3.
tempo ebbs and flows, let the harp heal your allies for a moment of soothing melodies. And as you build up notes, be ready to strike a crescendo upon your enemies, while giving your allies a helping hand.
Oh, my bad. Huh. Very strange. So wait, hold on. The 1 is the base. They only give us 3 skills. So what's the 5th skill then? Anyway, so the Troubadour seems to be a more support than DPS, which may not be good for overworld play. Maybe. Oh, we'll see.
Tales of the Dominion of Winds are whispered on the breeze. Graceful warriors from the royal houses have emerged, eager to share their ways with the Tyrian alliance.
So yeah, if the Imperial houses, it's obviously from Canton, right? This is a Canton subclass, which again seems very strange. But again, maybe there's an in-game lore situation with this, which we can learn about later. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Galeshot.
The Galeshot manipulates magnificent gales to strengthen the power of their bow. Draw your cyclone bow, a testament.
So is that a summoned weapon? Is it an actual weapon? Like, I'm assuming it's a summoned weapon, right? Probably one of your utility skills. So you summon a bow into your hand and you use it. Or it's on your person at all times. You just create it out of thin air, literally, and then just shoot people.
To the magical abilities of these skilled Tengu. With your
So yeah, it's talking about the Tengu, the race of bird people.
cyclone bow summoned, gain feathers over time.
So that's your resource. Feathers is your resource. So as you basic attack with the bow, I guess you build feathers.
Use these feathers to bluster your enemy, firing 3 arrows rapidly.
Why doesn't fire all 3 of them at once? Instead of one pull, just fires 3. Again, this could just be an animation problem, but I don't like the way this looks. Because the projectiles themselves feel very much like what it would be from a legendary weapon. Like, be it, I guess, kudzu and all that kind of stuff. It kind of removes that specialness from the legendary weapons.
At your target. Evade backwards, shooting a hail of wind and arrows.
Again, this is very much like the jump shot for the short bow. Short bow, of course, has a much closer range than the long bow, but it's got it's got a faster fire rate, right? But one of the abilities is for you to just jump back and shoot them as a way to, create distance between enemies coming close at you. So this seems a bit derivative.
Crippling your would-be assailants. Use your supersonic arrow, bursting forth with the power of the wind, dealing heavy damage. And finish off your enemy with a final blow, leaping back with a flourish of arrows.
Wait. Back to the Troubadour, there is the lute, the harp, the flute. Oh, no, yeah. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I don't know why I completely missed that part. Yeah, because the lute does damage. The harp does healing. The flute does something. I don't remember what it was. And 5th is the crescendo. Big damage and heals. So fully support. So if you're doing raids or GVG or even just meta game, like metas in the different maps, it could be a good support class to have. But we have to see what the debilitations are and what the buffs you get are. I'm assuming it's going to be might and probably stability, maybe some regeneration. But right now, what everyone wants is alacrity. That is like the most wanted buff. So I don't know.
As your enemies fall, let the wind carry their last breath away.
I'm not keen on this. This seems very derivative. Like it looks like the multiple shots you get from the longbow. I think it's skill number 3 or 4. That rapid fire kind of thing. I don't know. I'm not
Rising from the ashes of the Char Civil War, the Iron and Flame Legions have combined their technological and magical sensibilities to harness radiant flame to beckon forth.
Why is it not a Char? Why are you showing off a human or a Norn? I'm assuming it's a human. Why are you showing off a Char? This is Char technology. They've created this, and they, for the first time, canonically speaking, have created radiant magic. You can use radiant magic. So why would you not show off a Char Legionnaire, or Char for that matter?
An era of change. Call up the Radiant Shroud to gain access to the power bestowed upon you. Protect yourself with your shield.
So so you create spiritual weapons, but then you have this lantern-like thing next to you, which I guess is your. It's not a weapon. I don't know. It's very strange. Again, the beta will come out soon where we can try out these various specializations, and we'll get experiment and see how they work. When that happens, I'll jump on and try them out, see what I can learn.
And daze your enemies with a quick bash.
So yeah, so you got a sword and shield. You can bash them to daze them.
Bring the hammer down upon them as you grant boons to your allies with the hammer's presence. Take
Okay, you've got a hammer and you've got a staff.
a stance against the damages done to your allies as you heal and grant them protection. Become a symbol of hope by fulfilling the duties of the Luminary.
Yeah. The Ranger seems underwhelming, but I'm sure that'll be offset by the damage that it could do and potential things that it can do. See that. Luminary seems very much like seems like a Revenant almost, kind of. The Troubadour, I don't know how I feel about it. It just doesn't seem good personally. But I mean, again, remember, this is just a reveal. They have not talked about the mechanics, the numbers, or what kind of buffs they give. But it seems what are they called again? The Luminary seems to be a buffer. Yeah, it's just, again, 2 support classes they've created. But the Guardian is already a very good support class on its own. So seems a bit. It seems more buffs for buffs, I guess. Seems kind of disappointing. The Ranger just seems meh. The Troubadour could be fun. It's bringing that whole bard kind of feel to it, and Mesmers fall very well into that archetype of character. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not overly fond of this. Yeah. I'm sorry, Annette, but I am not sold on this at all. These 3 seem very underwhelming. Not gonna lie. Again, they seem underwhelming. We don't know the numbers yet. Once we get to the numbers, then we can see what is done with that. And see what kind of buffs they give, what debuffs they give, how much damage it does, how the various class instruments work, what weapons are you wielding, all these things. I don't know if you're swapping between all the different weapons. Like for example, like the Troubadour, do you swap between them per skill? Or with the Visionary, are you swapping between the various weapons with a skill? The bow, is that your 1? Is that your 5? Is that your 6? No, not your 6, 6 is your heal. But is it one of the utility skills? Is it an ultimate ability? What is it? We don't know. And that leaves a lot to be desired. I wish there was more information. But again, this is just a reveal. And it's not looking good. I'm sorry, but it's not looking good. And remember, I am a Guild Wars fan. It is my favorite MMO. It's the only MMO I play. And this just seems meh. Anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. If you liked the video, like it. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys all next time. So from me to you guys, till then, peace out.